Hello and welcome children. Welcome back children to one more interesting topic in the subject Geography of Standard 6th. We are going to study today about rocks. Now, what are rocks? Rocks are after all rocks. What is so much important about that? What is so special about that? So children, yes, rocks are really important and they are very much useful. We will see here there are so many types of rocks found, and we will learn about each types of rock, how they are formed and what are their uses. First of all, we will see how important rocks are for us. See, there's a small video on rocks. Just have a look on that. You can see rocks
Rocks
everywhere.
are everywhere.
They are small.
They are large
they are
and small,
large, they
heavy
are strong,
or light,
they are heavy,
porous
they are
or
light,
dense.
they are
But
porous
rocks
or
in some
dense.
shape or form can be found
But
all over the
rocks
planet. Different
formed
types of rocks
all
are
over.
formed in different
Different
ways.
types of rocks
There are
are formed in different layers, and we will see the formation of these rocks. Now we will see how many types of rocks are there. Mainly there are three types of rocks. The first one is the igneous rock, the second one is the sedimentary rock, and next is the metamorphic rock. Now we will see one by one the formation of these rocks and also their examples. Now children, first of all we will move on to the first type, that is the igneous rock. We will see here how these igneous rocks are formed. Now children, you can see a bombardment here. What is this? Yes, this is an volcanic eruption. Now children, what is an volcanic eruption, or what is a volcano? So, the interior of the earth, yes, the interior of the earth has very high temperature, and as a result, the material in this part is in the molten state or the liquid state. Sometimes this material get released through the fissures, or you can say the cracks in the earth's crust. This is called a volcano, and the lava, gases, dust, ashes, etc. are thrown out during a volcanic eruption. You can see again this volcanic eruption is so tremendous. This lava, or you can say the molten material from the earth's crust, it is flowing out, and when this molten material or the lava gets settled down and the volcanic eruption stops, and these molten material, they settle down at one place and they get cooled down, and it takes hundreds of years for cooling it down, and when once it is cooled down, these igneous rocks are formed. And the children, these igneous rock, they are also known as primary rocks. They do not have fossils in them. Now children, later on I will also explain you what are fossils. Now here we will see what are the examples of igneous rocks. Here you can see the granite. All of you must be knowing what is granite. In your homes you must have seen your kitchens green in colors and sometimes light yellow in color, or it is found in many colors. This rock is cut down and polished down so that our houses are decorated, right? The next one is the obsidian, and the third one is the pumice. Children, pumice is the rock. It is a very special kind of rock. Now, how it is special and why it is special? Children, you must have seen whenever something is cooked or boiled, you can see the froth coming up. Now, what is the froth? What is a froth? A froth is nothing but the foam. When you apply soap, you see foam, white color, that foam. So whenever there is a volcanic eruption, froth comes out, foam comes out, and that foam again, when it cools down and it settles down with the other rock, other molten material, the pumice rock is formed. Again, you can see, when you see this picture carefully, you can see small holes or pores inside this rock. It is a very lightweight rock, and it is also porous. And its density is also very low. Density is low, that means it will not sink in the water. Children, whenever you throw small stone also in water, it goes deep inside the water. In the bottom, the stone will go to the bottom of the water. But when you will throw a bigger piece of pumice, no, it will not sink, it will not go to the bottom of the water. It will float, and it will float on the water. You will see floating it on the water. So this is how pumice is a special kind of rock. Now the next one is the scoria. Scoria is also a kind of igneous rock. Now children, we will move on to the second type of rock, that is the sedimentary rock. Now, what are sedimentary rocks? So we will see here what are sedimentary rocks. You can see the water flowing, right? And there are rocks near the water bodies, inside the water bodies, right? And due to continuous variation in the temperature, rocks develop cracks. Yes, children, when there is high temperature, the rock develop cracks. And similarly, the rocks which are present inside the water, the minerals present in the rocks are dissolved in water, and this leads to the breaking, or you can say weathering of rocks. Weathering of rock means when the rock breaks into pieces, it is known as weathering of rock, and in this way the rock get reduced to pieces, and these rock particles get transported or carried away by rivers, glaciers, wind, etc. towards the low-lying areas and are deposited there, one after the other. Layers of sediments get deposited. We will see in the next picture here. You can see here, see, the water is flowing from the river, and the sediments, the pieces of rocks which are carried through water, they get deposited in the form of layers. And you can see these layers, there are different colors given to the layers. Sedimentary rock, you can see there different colors are given, and one upon other the layers are formed, and the upper layer will compact the lower layer. In this way they get compacted, they get intacted with each other, and the sedimentary rocks are formed. And children, in this rock you can find fossils. I have told you, later on I will explain you what are fossils. And the sedimentary rocks, they are very much lightweight. Yes, they may be lightweight because all the minerals get dissolved into water. You can see, children, the examples of these sedimentary rocks, so colorful. Yes, you can see colorful layers around in this, you can say, the mountains. Even this sandstone is one of the important sedimentary rock. You can see red color. Yes, in this picture the mountain is having a red color layer. So sandstone is one of the important uh, sedimentary rock, and the red fort is made from sandstone. And near the city of Jaipur in Rajasthan, red sandstone is found, and this is a type of sedimentary rock used for the construction of red fort at Delhi. And why it was used? Because it is soft, and the carvings can be done easily on these rocks. You can see the first type of sedimentary rock is the sandstone, the limestone, the gypsum, and shale. So these are the examples of sedimentary rocks. Now we will move on to our third type of rock, that is metamorphic rock. Now, what are metamorphic rock? Why they are known as metamorphic rock? In this picture you can see the magma chamber, or as I have explained you earlier, that the earth, there is due to heavy high temperature inside the earth crust, there is a liquid form inside the earth crust, that is known as the lava or the magma. Volcanic activity and other earth movements constantly take place on the earth. While these are occurring, the igneous or the sedimentary rocks in that region are subjected to tremendous pressure and heat, and this leads to changes in the nature as well as the chemical composition of the original rock. Now, when the rocks, when there is a movement inside the earth crust, okay, below the earth, inside the earth, that means when the tectonic plates, they change their places, or there is a earthquake. And now, what are tectonic plates? You will learn about the tectonic plates in your higher classes, children. When these movements take place inside the earth, when the internal movements take place inside the earth, the rocks which are present inside the earth crust at that time, they undergo tremendous pressure, and due to this tremendous pressure they get mixed up, or you can say they get recrystallized or metamorphosed, and in this way we get metamorphic rocks. And these metamorphic rocks do not contain fossils. The metamorphic rocks are heavy and hard. Yes, of course, when the chemical composition of the rocks changes, again its characteristics also changes, isn't it? So therefore the metamorphic rocks, they are very much heavy, and they get again they are heavy and they are not easy to carry. So for example, when coal get metamorphosed, it undergoes heavy pressure and intense heat, right? Coal, all of you know? Yes? Yeah. Coal, when coal get metamorphosed, when it undergoes heavy pressure and intense heat, and when it get metamorphosed, it changes into diamond. Yes, when coal is metamorphosed, it changes into diamond and its price increases. On the other hand, we burn coal, right? And we get on in a very cheap rate, right? You can get coal, you can say 100 rupees kilo or something like that, but will you get diamond in 100 rupees kilo? 1 kilo diamond in 100 rupees? No, no. But we can get coal in 100 rupees, correct? So when this coal, when it undergoes changes, it is changed into a very precious stone, that is diamond. Yes. And one more example of the metamorphosed rock is that you must have heard, and some of you must have seen Taj Mahal. Yes, it is made up of marble. Yes, marble is very, very costly. Yes, marble is very costly, and looks so beautiful also, no? है ना? Isn't it? So, we will see when the rocks are metamorphosed or undergoes changes. What now we will see? This shale. Shale is formed into slate. Yes, the rock. The original rock which is formed into slate is the shale. When shale undergoes metamorphism, or you can say pressure, undergoes pressure and heat, it will form into slate. Then the next is the sandstone. Yes, as I told you, when sandstone is metamorphosed, it is turned into quartzite. Now quartzite is again a semi-precious kind of stone. Then next example is limestone. Limestone, it is found in plenty, but when it is metamorphosed, it forms into marble. Yes, marble is really costly, isn't it? Now children, as I told you earlier, that I will explain you what are fossils. Yes. Now what are fossils? Fossils, they are the buried remains of dead animals or plants. They become subject to heavy pressure. As a result, their impression get marked in the rocks. At times, the buried animals or plants get petrified. These are called fossils. And the study of fossils provide us information about the life in that period. Now children, when we were studying about sedimentary rocks, right? Now sedimentary rocks, when the rocks are carried away with the flow of water, that is glaciers, rivers. So when these rocks are carried, the pieces of sediments or small pieces of rocks are getting carried away with the flow of water, what happens? Yes, even the animals, and when the flood comes, what happens? The animals are also carried away, the plants are carried away, heavy big trees are carried away with the flow of water, isn't it? And when they get, after the flood stops, when they get settled at one place, then these plants and the dead animals, they also get buried with the sediments, right? And they get intacted into the mud, or you can say the sediments. Then again the second layer will come, then the third layer, then the fourth layer, then the fifth layer. So in this way they get intacted. Intacted means they get pressurized, and their impression you can see on the rocks. You can do one activity. When your mother kneads the flour, right, take two portions, small portions of the flour, keep it one portion on your palm, and keep one coin on that kneaded flour, and again the other portion of the kneaded flour on the coin, and press it. Give a little bit of pressure on using both of your palms, and when you will remove that, you will see the impression of the coins on the kneaded flour. So that is one example of the fossils, right? So you can see the impressions or the petrified impressions of the plants and animals. In this way, these plants and animals are petrified, or you can see the impressions of the plants and animals on the rocks or stones. Children, you must have liked the understood the chapter very well, isn't it? And you must have liked it. So thank you very much. Stay home and stay safe.